August the 14th, 2021. Guys, you're looking at the latest from the National Hurricane Center. Fred is right here, still tied up with the island of Cuba over on the west end. And they're calling it the remnants of Fred, but once we look at the tracking information, they're showing it pulling off the island, the tip there, getting into a little warm water, and still forming into a tropical storm. It has moved further west, and so has the track, Perdido, Mobile Bay. But right now it's at 35 miles an hour, sustained winds, just like it has been. It's still at 1,013 millibars, moving west-northwest at 10 knots or 12 miles an hour. We'll look at the tracking. Now, Grace is a tropical storm. Its maximum sustained winds are 40 miles an hour. Central pressure is 1,007 millibars. It's moving west at 22 miles an hour. Still picking up a little speed, still tracking in right behind Fred. All right, we'll start with Fred in the front. Again, right here, it's showing the center of circulation is just off the tip of Cuba this morning. Now, it's 11 a.m., and by 8 a.m. in the morning, Sunday, it's supposed to be a tropical depression. But by Sunday evening at 8 p.m., back to a tropical storm, coming ashore around 65 miles an hour at 8 p.m. Monday. Notice that the entire west coast of Florida is kind of out of the problem area as far as this system. Now, you guys in Sarasota, all through that area, you're going to see rain today that's been spinning off of the storm, but that is not Fred there. It is a little further to the west, and as I mentioned yesterday, friends in Mobile, Pensacola, Perdido, which is Perdido, I consider my second home. Kept boats down there for years, lost a big sailboat down there a few years back. And I know the people, I know the marinas, I know the water, I know the islands there. But, guys, right now, somewhere between Mississippi and the Louisiana boundary, right here, coming up over our house as far as this west end of the cone, and going back until the central panhandle right in this area here, moving up through Alabama and into Tennessee. Now, by 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, it should be well ashore here, and this is going to be south of Birmingham and north of Mobile, somewhere in this area right here. Now, if it doesn't quickly make this turn to the north, you're going to see more impact over towards Mississippi, the New Orleans area. Now, it's, again, just a 60-mile-per-hour storm they're predicting, but you got spin-up tornadoes and just the regular problems with a strong tropical storm. Now, this is Grace, and again, it's at 45-mile-an-hour sustained winds right now. It's moving at 23 miles an hour. This is the latest 11 a.m. update, just been updated. So here we go. You got tropical storm warnings up from the center right here off the, again, east of the Windward Islands. It's going to follow the track of Fred. You got tropical storm warnings out all along this area. Tropical storm warnings, watches, Dominican Republic, Haiti, following almost the same path. But notice that it doesn't become a depression because it's not south of the island and having to cross the entire Dominican Republic peninsula there. It's a little further north, doesn't decay. So 8 a.m. Wednesday, you've got the storm north of Cuba. By 8 a.m. this coming Thursday, you've got impact on the southern tip of Florida. This is going to change, but we know the pattern, and if the pattern continues, the storm could move a little further west also. Again, it's not predicted to become weak because of the impact with the islands. It's a little further north of that on the track. So we'll be paying attention to this. Again, all you guys in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, you're under the gun now for tropical storm winds. We'll see if this thing strengthens. Again, current satellite imaging over the Caribbean. Grace is here. Looks very well organized for a tropical storm. It's not being shredded apart or anything like that. And this large area here is associated with the low pressure in Fred, but Fred is actually right there, right in the very tip, the center of circulation, and predicted to make that north move pretty soon. But again, Again, if Fred wraps some of these storms around it, it's going into this warmer water. That path looks very close to what it's going to do that we just saw coming up somewhere Mobile, Pensacola, Perdido area. Let's slide over to the satellite that's over the Gulf of Mexico itself. Right here is where they're saying the center circulation is. And according to the models, it's about to make that north turn, and then it's a wide open shot through open Gulf. But it is right there. We don't know what exactly the storm's going to do yet. It's been kind of unpredictable as far as where it was going to turn north. But they're saying that it's about to do that. Again, my prediction yesterday was a continued westward movement and changing the impact point further west, and that's exactly what it's doing now. It's not a major hurricane, but it can present problems. Now, they're calling it again right now the remnants of Fred. This is Sky Tower down in Florida at Fox 13. Showing the storm right where we just looked at the center of circulation. Very disorganized at the time. But it's about to make that turn, and by Sunday at 8 p.m., you're looking at tropical storms. Monday at 8 p.m. here, 50 miles an hour, and a 50 mile an hour storm coming ashore just over the Mobile Bay. If you kind of had to center it right in that area, so that means any like tornadic activity, that type of problems will be to the right over towards Perdido and Pensacola area. So all of my friends, make sure you keep an eye on this. It's moving west-northwest. They're saying at 12 miles an hour. Again, sustained winds, 35 miles an hour. This update is 4 minutes old. It's 10:04 a.m. and you're seeing 11 a.m. there, but that is East Coast time. So 4-minute update. They're still showing it as disorganized as it is, reforming and trying to come ashore. Now, one thing about it is it was supposed to come ashore at around 60 miles an hour, and they're saying 50 now, so that's good. We will see. That's kind of a long trip through the Gulf right there. So we'll just keep an eye on this, but again, from Mississippi, or basically the mouth of the Mississippi River, over towards the Bend area and the Central Panhandle, you're going to have the storm coming in. But so far, everything is moving to the west. We do know, and you can tell by this curve, that when they get close to shore, they will move back to the right. Again, not a major hurricane right now, but it's something to pay attention to. Now, the Fox 13 model of Grace, guys, it's showing becoming a 50-mile-per-hour storm very quickly. By 8 a.m. in the morning, a 60-mile-an-hour storm, and it continues at 60 miles an hour until it skates across this northern coast of the Dominican Republic. That's going to slow it down to 50 miles an hour, and they're saying that it will remain at 50 all the way up into the southern tip of Florida Thursday morning. We will see how this 50 works out if it stays in this open water. If it gets further south and stays on Cuba like Fred did, I can see that, but we will just watch it, guys. This thing could become a little larger problem than they are predicting. Again, 45-mile-per-hour sustained winds, supposed to be up to around 60 miles an hour by 8 a.m. tonight, and it's traveling west at 23 miles an hour. But we're watching this, guys. A couple other things going on we're watching, but I wanted to come in here this morning and update you and let you know what's going on. It looks like both are going to enter into the Gulf of Mexico at this point. From there, we'll just have to watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.